Hello and welcome back to our continued adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are tackling the free DFIR challenge log analysis with Sysmon. This is a easy difficulty challenge. It's been out for a little while. Analyze the Sysmon logs of a compromised endpoint as the DFIR analyst. Okay, going to the challenge. Okay, system, it's a Windows system, typical spot, challenge file folder on the desktop. Our company has experienced a breach on one of its endpoints. Your task is to investigate the breach thoroughly by analyzing the Sysmon logs of the compromised endpoint to gather all necessary information regarding the attack. I've already got it pulled up and RDP going. Let's take a look at the questions. Which file gave access to the attacker? What did the attacker use to bypass UAC? Mention the EXE. What registry path and value was used by the above EXE to gain higher privileges? Path/value. The attacker dropped a file. What is the file location? What is the technique name and ID used by the dropped EXE? What is the name of the attack? What EXE did the attacker run using elevated privileges from the above attack? The attacker downloaded and ran a file. What's the file name? Apparently something super long. Okay, so let's go back. And let's find our RDP window. Bango, bango, and we're up. Tools, challenge file, we will separate in the typical format. Let's go ahead and extract the sysmon_chal.zip. What do we get? After, of course, we put in the appropriate password. We get a JSON file and we get a EVTX file. All right, let's go ahead and just bring up the event log explorer. Yeah, sure, continue evaluation, that's fine. That'll make it easier because I think this one shows data better. And we let it do the processing, and we just kind of sit around and sip our coffee, or this might be the time to get up, lock your office, and then go over to the water cooler and, hey, talk about that game last night. Okay, we're off. How are we doing on time-wise? We've got to go down to the bottom. So it looks like this occurred on 3/13 of 2024, just using the Sysmon logs. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this up, and let's just try to get some sort of understanding as to what we're dealing with here. So let's see, we have Muso, core worker, login, UI.exe. So what is the system starting then I'm taking it? Possibly. Stuff's coming up and running. User agent. Stuff from there. Keyboard layout. Okay, so we're doing wpad domain.local. We got Google Updater kicking off. We have dsreg command.exe. And we got OneDrive standalone updater. Yes, this must have just been either like a login or restart and login, something to those effects. So we got a bunch of stuff just kind of kicking off and doing in. temp files. Accessibility. We get the Bluetooth user service, capture service. And these are just all coming back online by the looks of it. Explorer.exe. Run first login animation. Okay, so it's like what, a new user on this sucker? Administrator. Smart screen. Okay, so must be the relying on Defender to save their butts. Proxy enable. Okay, so this looks like this is just like the initial items. Chrome install, setup, Edge. Well, we're about a third of the way through, well, maybe a fourth of the way through. We're just working our way forwards in time till we can find something that like just stands out and is like, hey, wait a minute. Okay, just to double check, they did not specify like a time frame or anything, did they? No, they did not specify a time frame. Okay, so we're just gonna continue on and VBox tray. Okay, so this is on a Oracle VirtualBox system. One runs. We got Java kicking off its updater. OneDrive setup. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've ever seen especially OneDrive. You get the nice little command window that shows up for a second and then goes away. And there might actually be two command windows. And the amount of people that sit there and see that and be like, oh my God, I think I got hacked. No, if it's a Windows device, it's likely the OneDrive stuff. But, I mean, you always take a look. Okay, we're still waiting. Still waiting. We're about halfway through. So we're up to 352. OneDrive, file sync of the OneDrive. So that's in other words, once we actually find the thing that is going to give the bad guy access, we're going to be like, oh, there it is. It's going to stand out like a sore thumb, probably. Let me guess, it's something that they have on their OneDrive. It's going to sync, and we're going to see a bunch of files that are going to get copied over to the system, and it's going to be like, oh my God, what's going on here? But so far, nothing. Ooh, compatibility runner. Okay. EXE. Compatibility runner. Google updater. Microsoft Edge updater. GP update. Now up to 7:03 p.m. Start scan. Trusted installer. Microsoft test, Google updater, smart screen, IDM. User mode, IDM. And that's run in compatibility. Okay, well, right off the bat, I see this and okay, IDM. NTM, NTM. It's not inside a virus total. And be like, okay, why? I mean, if this is the Apache Bench command line utility, I would expect that this is something that should have been uploaded at least before. I don't know, it just seems odd. We're multiple hours after, same day, and this is like the only execution that effectively stands up. But then again, I'm probably overthinking or I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't know, because it's like, okay, we see that it's launched. They're running it in compatibility. And then we've got multiple connections to 10.0.0.10 that are 443. Product. That looks like it registers as a service. Tool CMDR. Vendor. Init bat. So shouldn't we see something from Git? GitHub connection, which is what we'd expect because they were pulling it from there. We got WinGrip going. And it looks like that would just be like typical setup and for things for it to kind of hash through. I don't know, that IDM, because it's not in virus total, kind of makes me think that maybe, because this is still the Con Emu Maximus 5. I mean, yeah, it's making a bunch of requests, and calls, and this, that, and the other thing, but that would be kind of what I would expect. MD5 sum on the desktop for the IDM.exe, no pager. So we got Git going. And now we've got what? Connection from another connection to another machine, the 10.0.0.10 over 443. Again, running in compatibility mode. Is that hash any different? C777? No. It looks like that's the same. And we're seeing more network traffic. Uh, um, yeah, I'm thinking this is, I think IDM.exe, because the third to last line is C users gab r slash downloads slash mimikatz.exe. Yeah, that looks like this looks like this is going to be a problem. But let's just see as to whether or not if we are in the ballpark or if I'm barking up the wrong tree or over the target. IDM. What did the attacker do to bypass UAC? We got spawning of a command window from IDM. And then we have recon activity. They're doing who am I? Looking at the groups. Yeah, recon activity. Enough. And they want what executable did they use to bypass? Consent. FOD helper. Oh, I think I remember reading about that. FOD helper. Yes. Okay, so now. Okay. Bypass UAC. FOD helper.exe. Only because the fact that I've seen this before. So TCM security. Bypassing Defender the easy way. FOD helper is a trusted binary. Let me get the RDP window out of the way. Trusted binary Windows systems, which allows elevation without requiring a UAC prompt with most UAC settings. And then they give you a bunch of items in there for when that stuff's supposed to kick off. For exploitation purposes, we create a new key in the current user hive, add the delegate execute property of the key with the stuff here. Results will look like this. Executing FOD helper will execute the command stored in the registry and execute the command used. So then with that being, so FOD helper. So had I never researched the UAC bypass aspect, you'd probably still be kind of just twiddling your thumbs on that particular aspect. So yeah, delegate execute, and then they want to kick off whatever this sepqrh, which is inside here, and it's doing things. We got some what looks to be base 64 encoded goodness in here. Yeah, good, I didn't get rid of my CyberChef. From base 64, remove from hex. It doesn't seem to help much. What registry path and value was used by the above exe to gain higher privileges? I mean, is it going to come right out? Let me guess. H key, current user, colon, so HKCU, software, classes, MS settings, shell open command. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be about it because it's pointing to the path right there. So let's clean this up. So it would be command zipcore. Correct. Zip, whatever. So basically, I'm pulling that there, and then because this one ran longer, the whole thing fits inside of there. So HKCU colon slash software slash classes slash ms dash settings dash slash shell slash open slash command slash the lowercase s, uppercase e, lowercase p, uppercase q, lowercase h, lowercase p, lowercase k, lowercase r from that particular aspect. And then the attacker dropped a file. What is its location? So I'm assuming that's going to be after this stuff kicks off. So let's bring back the RDP in. And let's look for a dropped file. Because as this goes through, we should see something in regards to a file being created. Somewhere, maybe. FOD helper, FOD helper, FOD helper. That's that kicking it off. Hello. Executes a PowerShell script, which was what we saw there. And so let's see, C users, gabr, app data. Oh, we get a DLL, we get a command line. It doesn't fit. See, because I'm seeing C users, gabr, app data local temp, arwzz20u slash arwzz2ou.dll, but that does not fit in what we have there. So I am just paying attention to, because I don't suppose it's C users. It is, I think. C users gabr downloads mimikatz.exe. Yep, that was right. Mentioned right after. And then they want, what is the technique? Name and technique used by. downloaded by the drop file. Yeah, we're on the last section. So I guess the question is, did we get a... We did get a hash. Is this hash known inside of VirusTotal? It is, and it is confirmed Mimikatz. Hooray. Oh, this comes from title Headmare, Adventures of a Unicorn in Russia and Belarus. Okay, it's Mimikatz. So let's do this. Mimikatz technique, name, and ID as a search. Because it's all going to go back to MITRE. If they want the technique and everything else like that. It's a credential dumper capable of obtaining plain text Windows account, logins, and passwords, along with many other features. Techniques used. Credentials from browser. Okay, technique. Oh, I'm going to assume but it's got to be 2 words. 2 words for the attack ID. I'm assuming it's going to be T something 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 something, so no points. Account manipulation. I guess we would kind of need to verify execution then. Okay, so let's keep going. We've got it confirmed. Let's find if they tried to error, if they executed Mimikatz. Defrag. I mean, do we see it running? Anything? Come on, guys. We're down to the last little bit of time here. Okay, so it pulled off port 8000 from 10.0.0.10, a odd looking file. Let's dump it inside of. I'm gonna laugh. It's just gonna be like another Mimikatz or something. It's just like, what? Did AV detect something and we didn't get it logged? That the file was removed? Sus.exe. Oh, Lockbit. We're dropping ransomware. Oh, damn. But that doesn't help because we get Mimikatz, but then I don't. Did it crap out? Making a connection to tt.me. That's a lot of T's. Okay, so I paused it for a second, started digging through. I didn't see anything else stand out that was focusing on Mimikatz. So I'm like, well, wait a minute, there's two files that are playing out in this. So let's grab the JSON file that was given and start digging through Mimikatz. And so it looks like this, it becomes mentioned, so it must be like the notable events. So I'm just doing search for Mimikatz and seeing if anything else basically just comes out. Okay, so we got hashes. This makes it a little bit easier at least. Attributes. We got plenty of Mimikatz. And effectively, I'm just going through this stuff because I'm just looking for something that was, it's, wait. It's right here. Line 37,297 in the JSON file. So it talks about the Mimikatz detections here, and we get technique ID T003, technique name credential dumping. And so if we go back to this, is that still right? T003, well, okay, OS credential dumping. So then if that's right, it should just be, blow that out of the way, colon T1003. Yes. Okay. I probably blew another 15 minutes going up and down the EVTX file before I decided to take a look at the JSON. So, okay. Shite. Okay. I guess that's fine. Okay, so it did all that stuff. But then, okay, it did credential dumping. What's the name of the attack? right here. It's got to be. But do we actually see this in the command line? Here, let me get this out of the way. So this looks like past the hash would be it, but we need to find the securasa : pht. I don't remember seeing that, but I could be wrong. So let's go ahead and just okay, it is not in that current document in the JSON. So if we go back to this, can we, I don't want to filter, I want to search. Event ID, text and description. Do we get continue from beginning? Yes. Do we see this at all? Hmm. I mean, you would use it to sit there and dump, or you're going to sit there and use it literally to pass the hash, but okay. I mean, it's either straight credential dumper or it's being used to hash the actual hash of the logged in account. So what exe did the attacker run with the upgraded privileges? All right, well, first off, let's go back. All right, so they kick this off. What is it, command? No, it can't be because it's too long. So it doesn't make any sort of real flippin' sense. 709. Okay, let's do this. Let's just open it up in the Windows one. Seven oh nine. Okay. So this is rendered in all the same way. FOD helper. So it executes PowerShell. And then at a particular point, we should see there's Mimikatz. Okay, let's try this with the... Oh, here we go. Process ID. We just had to change it around a bit to see this a bit better. Okay. So then parent process is 6127, so that's the command. So then we want to find a parent process ID of 4899. Again, we're looking for parent process ID of 4899. Four eight nine six. Oh man, I am gonna be pissed if there's not anything here. Four nine eight eight. Right here. Okay, so parent image is Mimi Cats. So then this should be PowerShell.exe. Oh, come on, don't play with me like that. Come on. You can't tell me I timed out already. I All right, let's try resubmit then. All right. Oh, and then the attacker downloaded a file and ran it. Of course he did, because we're going to see that it's this long ass thing, 0238, which ends up being that sus. Oh, that was marked as easy, huh? Well, I suppose if I was looking at the appropriate view for all that stuff, it probably would have been easier. So underneath the built-in event viewer, if you go from general to details and then friendly view, you'll get this type of structure as opposed to just the general, just the data plastered in there. So if you're not doing any sort of automated analysis or anything else like that, you're going to probably want to see this so you can put everything together. The question is, is there an option for... I don't think there is. I think this just gives us, or is this going to be like data? We don't get anything. Usually the event log explorer is easier to use than the other one, but apparently not with this. Okay, but so there we go. Yeah, loads of fun. So I'll put this stuff in here. So yeah, they grabbed, they run the IDM, allowed a connection in from 10.0.0.10, allowed them to do Mimikatz, and then pretty much that led to uploading and running of this, lockbit? Ransomware. So somebody had a very bad time afterwards, after this was all done. So they did a little bit of recon with the who am I using the IDM. So I wonder if the IDM is actually just like a um, my brain's stalling out. This is like the third or fourth of these that I've done back to back. It's used. Oh, it's part of Cali. It's gonna come to me as soon as I stop recording. But oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. MSF Venom was part of it. In order to make payloads. Metasploit. I wonder if that was just like one of the like remote shells or agents or whatever it is that have been like maybe sent to them at some particular point. Because I mean, that would really be the question. Okay, where did this IDM come from? In order to allow. That's really the question. But yeah, so there we go. That is all the questions answered for the log analysis with Sysmon. Yeah, for an easy, it's about 48 minutes, but doesn't help the fact that it didn't just use the built-in event viewer and then have it in the appropriate view, but it is what it is. Much less the extra time not recorded, not digging through the JSON and just sticking to the EVTX. So that would be, I guess, the other aspect too is make sure you're actually sitting there going through the JSON if they give it to you. Don't just ignore it like what I did. Save yourself some time. But there we go, all questions answered for the easy. What is this? What is DFIR? Yeah. Challenge of log analysis with Sysmon. And with all that being said, I am going to go grab a stiff drink, and I will see everybody in the next video.